And there are many groups for many different reasons that may not necessarily be vaccinated to the level that the broader community is. That's 70 and 80, and indeed, from a first dose point of view, very close to 9 out of 10 people over the age of 16. That's why today I'm announcing a $21 million package to do even more work. There's been a lot done to this point, but to do even more work to support those who may face additional barriers to being involved in that vaccination program, to get their first dose and their second dose, to be protected for themselves, but also to play their part in protecting all of us. Whether that be people living with a disability, youth that are at risk, seniors, culturally diverse and multi-faith different communities, social housing residents, and of course, these are only examples, and of course as well, victim survivors of family violence. That $21 million includes $13 million to support Victorians with complex needs. So, to give you another example, young people in the child protection system, social housing residents, those living in supported residential services. This funding will help to book appointments, promote existing transport options, or arrange alternatives where that's needed, or to offer respite or occasional childcare in suburbs with low vaccine uptake. As you've seen, we've taken this program right into local communities with pop-ups and micro pop-ups, literally neighbourhood vaccination activity, end of your street vaccination activity. That's one of the reasons why some local government areas of significant concern to us only a few weeks ago have gone from 50% single dose to over 90% single dose in just a matter of weeks. We've had a really focused, a really concerted effort, and it's just been wonderful in terms of the outcomes we've been able to achieve. But that last minute push, that push to get to those really high numbers, that has to involve going back and doing more in all of the targeted efforts that you've done to that point. That's where this package comes into its own. There are a number of other elements to this, and I think you've got a media release that takes you through all of those. But hopefully that's seen for what it is. It is that last minute push to add to all the considerable efforts we've already put in place to try and get these vaccination levels as high as we possibly can in every part of the state, in every different group, in every different way. I'm now going to ask Naomi to speak to the kind of chain of transmission issues and a bit of an epi picture, but also she's going to talk about pop-ups and some of the increased and additional vaccination access opportunities in lots of different parts of metropolitan Melbourne and indeed into regional Victoria. Deputy Secretary.
Thank you, Premier. 28% of new cases today were in the southeastern suburbs, including 153 in Casey, which was the highest number of any area, and 132 in Greater Dandenong. 28% of new cases were in the northern suburbs, including 145 in Hume and 135 in Whittlesea. 30% of new cases were in the western suburbs, including 127 in Brimbank, 122 in Wyndham, 111 in Melton, and 5% of new cases were in the eastern suburbs, including 21 in Manningham and 20 in Knox. In regional Victoria, we had 145 new cases, which is stable at about 8% of new cases, and that brings the regional Victoria to a total of 1,660 active cases.